What's up, my peoples? This is Robert Wise Life, giving all honor, praise, esteem, and majesty to His Highness, the Almighty, whose name is Yahuwah, and I serve Him only. All right, only Yahuwah is worthy of all praise and prestige. Nobody else. He said that He is the only one that created the world, the earth, the heavens. All right. He didn't use any other entity to create anything. He did it. All right. And there's no one that is like him. There's no one equal to him, and there's no one that can do what he does. So any other belief or doctrine outside of Yahuwah only is what I believe personally a false doctrine. So there are various different interpretations of what the word is saying out there, but there's only one interpretation of who said it. All right, that is actually accurate, and that is the Most High Himself, the Most High only. All right. Today's message is entitled Affliction. All right, and I ain't gonna hold you guys up that long. Let's go look at the affliction definition real quick. All right, and I pulled up three definitions. We'll look at the Cambridge definition first, and the Cambridge definition is pretty simple. All right, affliction, it says something that makes you suffer. All right, it's pretty self-explanatory to me. All right, so let's go look at the second one I pulled up, which was the Collins Dictionary. All right, and the Collins Dictionary is similar to the Cambridge Dictionary. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory. All right, it says an affliction is something that causes physical or mental suffering. All right, so and then we'll go look at the final one I pulled up, and it came from the Britannica Dictionary. And if y'all don't know me by now, y'all know I like to use multiple references from multiple sources so we can get a cognitive and full understanding of what the context of what we're talking about is, whether it's scripturally or definitions or just words in general, and or phrases or thoughts in general. I certainly believe, and I'm learning. The Most High is showing me that we can't have one singular interpretation, because everything has been manipulated. All right, every book that they've allowed us out here to go through and stuff, they've had their hands on everything. So everything has been switched up, tossed up, changed up, flipped up. Some of it's been reversed, some of it's been buried, some of it's been just switched around and stuff. And we have to do our due diligence and go through these things. And we have to be willing to search. We have to be willing to research. And we have to be willing to comb through those various things, the various mountains of information that's out there, to sift and try to find the truth. All right, that's our obligation. The Father wants us to seek Him and find Him. And once we're seeking Him, He'll turn to us. So that's my interpretation. That's the way I look at what the scriptures are telling me. So with this final definition from the Britannica Dictionary, it says I have a number one and a number two. So it has two different definitions. And they're both very, very similar. It says number one says something such as a disease that causes pain or suffering. Okay, no different than the other definitions, right? And number two says the state of being affected by something that causes suffering. So the state, whether it be physically, mentally, spiritually, or emotionally, there is a state, all right, that can make us be afflicted, all right, that can cause affliction upon us. All right, and so now we're going to get into the scriptures, all right. We're going to start in Deuteronomy. We're going to start with Deuteronomy 8. And I'm going to read Deuteronomy 8, the verses that I have. I'm going to read both the KJV and the Safaria Tanakh app that I have on some of these verses. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna give you guys a cross reference of those reading of some of them, not all of them. All right, but we're gonna start in the KJV for Deuteronomy 8. We're gonna read verses 1 through 3, and then we're gonna read verses 11 through 20, so we can start seeing what I'm seeing with the affliction of Yahuwah's people, of the Most High Yah's people. All right. So let's see here. Let's go to Deuteronomy 8. Let's see. All right. I'm already there. All right, here we go. Using the Blue Letter Bible KJV app. Says, all the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply and go in and possess the land which Yahuwah sware unto your fathers. And thou shalt remember all the way which Yahuwah thy mighty one led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. Verse 3. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doth not live by bread only, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of Yahuwah doth man live. All right, let's go to verse 11. Well, real quick, let's look at verse 2 real quick, then we'll go to verse 11. I want to look at verse 2. It says, and thou shalt remember all the way which Yahuwah thy mighty one led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee. All right? And we're going to come back to that when we get to my Safari app. All right? All right? That's all a part of affliction. Verse 11. Beware that thou forget not Yahuwah thy mighty one, in not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, lest when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built goodly houses and dwelt therein, and when thy herds and thy flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all that thou hast is multiplied, then thine heart be lifted up, and thou forget Yahuwah thy mighty one, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage, who led thee through that great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions, and drought where there was no water, who brought thee forth water out of the rock of flint, who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee, and that he might prove thee to do good at thy latter end. Wow. Okay. And thou say in thine heart, my power and and the might of mine hand hath gotten me this wealth. But thou shalt remember Yahuwah thy mighty one, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant which he sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day. Excuse me. And it shall be, if thou do at all forget Yahuwah thy mighty one, and walk after other mighty ones, walk after other gods, and serve them and worship them, I testify against you this day that ye shall surely perish. As the nations which Yahuwah destroyeth before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye would not be obedient unto the voice of Yahuwah your mighty one. And so that's where we rest at today. All right, is our ancestors failed to keep the covenant with the Most High, and so he has punished our ancestors, and he continues with that with those afflictions, all right, up on the bloodlines of our ancestors, which is us, all right. And at some point, he's going to reestablish his remnant through Israel. All right, so real quick, let's go to the Safari app and look at Deuteronomy 8 verses 1 through 3. All right, This is the Tanakh version, so it says, verses 1 through 3, it says, "You shall faithfully observe all the instruction that I enjoin upon you today, that you may thrive and increase and be able to possess the land that Yahuwah promised on oath to your fathers. Remember the long way that your mighty one, Yahuwah, has made you travel in the wilderness these past 40 years, in order to test you by hardships, to learn what is in your hearts, whether you would keep the divine commandments or not." The Most High was testing us. The Most High was testing our ancestors, and the Most High is testing us. And he uses affliction to do that. Not only does he use affliction, he uses stumbling blocks. All right? He uses the desires of our heart. He uses the various vices in our lives that can distract us, that will that can restrict us from fulfilling our destiny, walking in the steps that he provides for us. The word says the steps of a good man are ordered by Yahuwah. All right? So if we decide to walk in righteousness, those steps of righteousness are ordered by the Most High. All right? But we're going to be tested from time to time to see if we're going to stay in those steps. And that's what this video is about. All right? The Most High is going to send affliction upon each and every one of his chosen. Because he's going to test us. All right? He's going to test the ones that say they love him, and he's going to test the ones even that show that they love him. Everybody got to get that smoke. All right? So, turn with me over to Psalm 7. I'm going to read Psalm 7 verses 9 through 10 from the Safari app. All right, Psalm 7. Hold on, phone is... Oh, there we go. All right. Psalm 7, verses 9 and 10. All right. It reads, "Yahuwah judges the peoples. Vindicate me, O Yahuwah, for the righteousness and blamelessness that are mine. Let the evil of the wicked come to an end, but establish the righteous. He who probes the mind and conscience is the mighty one, the righteous." So David here is saying that Yahuwah judges the people. All right? Only he can vindicate us. All right? And he vindicates us and deals with us on a fair level because of righteousness and blamelessness. All right? And then verse 10, David is asking for the time of the wicked to come to an end. All right? But the time of the righteous to be established. All right? And he's talking to the Most High, who is actually able to probe the mind or the heart, all right, and the conscience. So we can't even get away with our thoughts from the Most High. He knows us completely. We come from him. He created us. And when he sends those different afflictions, he's trying to see what's in us. He's trying to see if we built to be his people or not. Technically, Israel was built for this, but a lot of us fail at the different trials and tribulations and tests and struggles that are sent our way. Whether it be worry, whether it be doubt, whether it be losing our temper, whether it be a lack of self-control, whether it be just disobedience or sin or recklessness. He's trying to pull all those things out of us, if they're in there, to see if we're worthy of him redeeming us, of us being a remnant. We're gonna get tested. There's not one person on this planet, on this earth, on this big rock, that's not gonna get tested. Everybody's gonna get tested. The ones that say they love the Most High, all right, I'm one of them that professes my love and my respect for the Most High, but I'm not bigger than than this thing. You know, I'm not. I can't be protected from getting tested myself. I'm gonna get tested, and that's some of the stuff that I'm going through right now. Some of these afflictions. As I mature in the Word, I'm understanding what this stuff is, and I'm understanding my role, how I'm supposed to play my role through these things, and that's why I release these messages and share this information. That's why I share my opinion, and that's why I share my experience, because I want to help others to be able to make it through through times like this. Honestly, I do still have doubts. I do still have fears. I do still have times that I think about stuff longer than I should. But when I know I'm in error, I always go back to the Father when I know I'm in error. I apologize and repent for that thing, and I keep it moving. Turn with me to Isaiah 48. Let's go to Isaiah 48. We're going to read that one from the Blue Letter Bible. Isaiah 48. And we're going to look at verses 9 and 10. All right, it reads, "For my name's sake will I defer mine anger, and for my praise will I refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction." The Most High, for those of us who are trying to get to Him, for those of us who are trying to follow His instructions and walk in alignment with Him, He's going to afflict us. He's going to trouble the waters. All right, He's going to send us through the storms. It is what it is. So what do we do? All right, what we have to do is focus on Him. Focus on His Word. And a lot of it, first off, is coming up out of the false religions that's out there. Coming up out of the false belief systems. We have to come out of the false religions. We can no longer say that we love the Most High and we're not willing to search for Him and Him only. A lot of people won't even consider that He didn't have a son, that He didn't send a son down here to save us. A lot of people won't even consider that. They won't even look. They're too afraid to. All right, the Most High is testing us. The New Testament is a test. Buddhism is a test. All right, Hinduism is a test. The various other religions out there are a test. Science and medicine are a test. Now, don't get me wrong. Science and medicine, they can be used for good, because Yahuwah can send people who believe in Him to use those things. But when it comes to believing who the healer is, that's only the one that created us. All healing comes through the Most High. I'm willing to believe that. Whether a man puts a Band-Aid on your skin, or whether it just miraculously goes away, that healing came from the wisdom and the power of the Most High. And excuse the noise in the background. I got a neighbor that's getting their yard mowed, if y'all can't tell what that is. But we gonna keep it rocking. I didn't foresee that. I didn't plan that. I don't have the neighborhood schedule. You know what I'm saying? But just trying to help those of us who struggle with the various afflictions that we have in our lives. All right, the Most High told us that He would do this to us. And why would He tell us if not to prepare us for the times like this? All right, the affliction of the prices going up in the grocery store. The affliction of the prices going up at the gas pump. All right, the affliction of your car breaking down. The afflictions of losing a loved one. Just all the various things that go on in life that can afflict us in our mind and in our body and in our soul. All right, that can shake us up. We have to be prepared for these things. All right, turn with me to Jeremiah 17 now. Jeremiah 17, we're going to read that from the Sepharia. All right. Jeremiah 17, and we're going to read verses 7 through 11. Barak is he who trusts in Yahuwah, whose trust in Yahuwah alone, whose trust is Yahuwah alone. He shall be like a tree planted by waters, sending forth its roots by a stream. It does not sense the coming of heat. Its leaves are ever fresh. It has no care in a year of drought. It does not cease to yield fruit. This is how we get through these afflictions, is by trusting in the Most High, trusting in the Almighty. 9. Most devious is the heart. It is perverse. Who can fathom it? And in the KJV, I believe that says the heart is evil or the heart is wicked. All right, the world will tell us to follow our heart, but the Most High is saying, no, don't follow your heart. All right. Verse 10. I, Yahuwah, probe the heart, search the mind, to repay every man according to his ways with the proper fruit of his deeds. 11. Like a partridge hatching what she did not lay, so is one who amasses wealth by unjust means. In the middle of his life it will leave him, and in the end he will be proved a fool. So the Most High is sending these afflictions to prove us out, to see if we are wise or if we are a fool. The Most High tests us because he wants to see what is in our heart and see who we are. Let's go to Job chapter 2. We're going to read Job chapter 2 from the KJV. Verses 1 through 10. All right, verse 1. Starting in verse 1, it says, Again, there was a day when the sons of the Mighty One came to present themselves before Yahuwah. And Satan came also among them to present himself before Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said unto Satan, From whence comest thou? And Satan answered Yahuwah and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And Yahuwah said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth the Mighty One, and escheweth evil? And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. Verse 4, And Satan answered Yahuwah and said, Skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. And Yahuwah said to Satan, Behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. Meaning, don't kill him. And so what Yahuwah was doing right there, all right, with Satan, who is the messenger that goes around, the angel that goes around and tests people, all right. And what he's doing right there is saying that I know Job's heart. I have tested Job. All right. This affliction, I already know Job. I know Job is going to make it through this affliction. That's the mindset we got to get to, where the Most High can say that about us, where he knows in our mind and in our heart, we're going to be able to deal with any affliction by still considering him and giving him all praise. Verse 7. So went Satan forth from the presence of Yahuwah, and smote Job with sore boils in the sole of his foot unto his crown. And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse the Mighty One and die. Verse 10. But he said unto her, But we got a lot my street today. A lot of activity on my block. Sorry about that noise, y'all. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaking. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of the mighty one, and shall we not receive evil? In all this, Job did not sin with his lips. We got to have that same attitude, all right? Where we got to understand that when it's good, the Most High sent that good to us. And when it's bad, the Most High allowed that bad. He sent the bad or he allowed it, one or the other. Everything go through the Most High, all right? We got to have that attitude. All right, a couple of more verses and we'll be out of here. Zechariah 13 and 9. We're going to read that from the Sepharia. Zechariah 13 and 9. All right, it says, that third I will put into the fire, and I will smelt them as one smelts silver, and test them as one tests gold. They will invoke me by name, and I will respond to them. I will declare, you are my people, and they will declare, Yahuwah is our mighty one. And that's what some of us are going through. He is testing us with the affliction that he sends upon his people to see where our heart is. Now, I told y'all several weeks back that I was afraid to die, but I'm trying to strengthen myself to where I'm not, because I'm in the Most High's hands. I still got some stuff I got to get together and work out. Yes, there's some adjustments I still need to make. Yes, all right, but I'm trying to get my mind to where whatever the Most High sends, whatever Abba Yah send my way, whether it be good or bad, I'm still gonna give him the praise, and I'm still gonna trust him. That's where I'm trying to get my head at, and that, I want to share this so you guys that take my information in, that you guys can be the same way. I'm just trying to help. All right, I'm not trying to be your preacher. I'm not trying to be your prophet. I'm not trying to be your priest. I just want to be your brother and help. All right. Last verse of scripture. All right, I think, let's see. Yep, we're going back to the Psalm. All right, Psalm 11. Let's go to Psalm 11. We're going to read that from the KJV. All right, Psalm 11. And then we're going to wrap it up. All right, Psalm 11, starting at verse 4. It says, Yahuwah is his holy temple. Yahuwah's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold, his eyelids try the children of men. All right, Yahuwah is going to look down upon us, and he's going to try us. He's going to look at us and see if we pass the eye test. All right, He gonna try us with affliction and see if we pass the eye test. All right, Yahuwah trieth the righteous, but the wicked in him that loveth violence his soul hateth. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone. Listen, if you ain't getting tested by the Most High, if you ain't got some turmoil in your life right now, or if you didn't just come out of some turmoil and you in a season of rest right now, all right, you might want to wonder what's going on. Maybe you ain't on the right side of things if everything is going good for you. Everything shouldn't be going good all the time. We all have seasons of turmoil and seasons of tribulation. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. For the righteous, Yahuwah loveth righteousness. His countenance doth behold the upright. He will not know if we have righteousness in us unless he tests us. So you guys, we got to be willing to go through these tests. We got to be willing to go through these afflictions. All right, it's part of the punishment anyway. All right, one last thing I want to read. One closing remark I wrote down in my notes. All right, when we struggle in the different areas of our lives at the different moments we may be in strife, it could be that Abba Yahuwah is allowing it or is doing it because we are stagnant. Or we could be in some type of sin. We could be sinning and not realizing it, or we could be simply just getting tested, all right, for our righteousness. But we got to analyze and examine ourselves to make sure we are trying to be step in step with the Most High, all right. And so as we follow His Torah the best way we can and follow His instructions the best way we can, we got to realize when we're being tested, and we got to make sure that we ain't having doubts and being disrespectful to the Most High. All right, do everything in His instructions that is doable for you, that you can do, and as you learn, make the appropriate adjustments to get and stay in alignment with Him. And remember, He's going to test everybody to see where their heart is toward Him. That includes testing the ones He loves and giving chastisement to us when we mess up. All right. And like I just said here previously, if you ain't been tested in a long time and life is just hunky-dory for you, you might want to check yourself and see if you even in line with the Most High. All right. Because if he's giving you over to your heart's lust, man, you in trouble. So make sure that you researching it. First of all, make sure that you're studying the word. All right, don't just read something and think that the English word right there means what it means. You got to go under that English, y'all. You got to go under that English. You got to be willing to dig and look. All right, don't stay in one version or one translation of the scriptures. Look at multiple translations and look at those words so you can get an understanding of what's being said, because there's a lot of things out there that's being taught out of context. All right, and even I have been caught up many times on words, especially when I was in Christianity. Certain words, I just thought I knew it. I thought I knew what it was saying until you go up under the word and then go back and look at the context of the surrounding chapters and the surrounding verses of what you're looking at. But be willing to humble yourselves and ask the Most High to just guide you in His Word. And there are other resources out there, but make sure, guys, when you are doing your research on YouTube, you're doing your research on Google, you're doing your research on DuckDuckGo and on Rumble. All right, make sure when you're out there doing your research that you eat the meat and spit out the bone. All right, everything that has truth in it is not all truth. It might have truth parts in it and pieces of truth in it, but a lot of that stuff is not all truth. You can still get good information from a lot of various sites. You just got to know you got to be able to discern what the Most High has said compared to the information that you're gathering. So, but we in a time where we got to be gathering information. We can't just be going off what one person is saying. Can't do that, y'all. Like I said, eat the meat, spit out the bone. All right, but make sure you just searching, make sure you're praying, make sure you're trying to walk humbly and steadily with the Most High. All right, y'all, that's it from me. All right, y'all have yourself a wonderful week. May you be barak. And health update, I have a appointment with a heart specialist coming up in a little over a week. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. And no matter what happened, though, may the Most High, who is Yahuwah, get all praise, honor, and esteem. Much love, y'all. Shalom, shalom.